Hello, we want to continue the PSUR lectures. We reached the reference information for the PSUR in the pharmacovigilance. The reference informations are the core safety and authorized indications. The authorized indication are, for example, the all authorized indications in ICH in international conference harmonization countries or regions, additional locally authorized indications and information related to a specific indication, formulation or route of administration. The reference informations, company core data sheet CCDS or company core safety information CCSI. Other options for reference products information, for example, summary of product characteristic SMPC. These are the reference for information in the PSUR, and the PSUR was the periodic safety update reports. Revision of reference product information. Change to contraindication. What is the revision? What does it mean, revision of the reference product information? Then we want changed to the contraindication. Warning, change to warnings or change to precaution sections, we need the revision. Addition to adverse reactions and interactions. When we want to additions of important new information on use in overdose. When we want removal of an indication or other restriction for safety or lack of efficacy reasons, we need the revision of reference products information. Okay, again, core safety and authorized indications, and the core safety and authorized informations. Format and content of the PSUR. Example of source of efficacy, effectiveness, and safety information. Non-clinical studies, spontaneous reports, for example, on the marketing authorization holders, safety databases. This is an example of source. The source of efficacy, effectiveness, and safety information could be a non-clinical studies, could be a spontaneous report, for example, marketing authorization holders, safety database. The source of efficacy could be an active surveillance system, could be an investigation of product quality. Example of source of efficacy could be a product usage data and drug utilization information. Product usage data and drug utilization information. The example of source of efficacy could be a product usage data and drug utilization information. The example of source of information in advance to product usage data and drug utilization information could be clinical trials, including research in authorized indication or population, including research in unauthorized indications or population. Could be observational studies, including registries, patient support programs. Could be a systematic review and meta-analysis. These are the example of sources of efficacy, effectiveness, and safety information. Example of sources: marketing authorization holders, a sponsored website. This is a source of information and efficacy, effectiveness, and safety of information. Published scientific literature or reports from abstracts, including information presented at scientific meeting, unpublished manuscript, licensing partners, other sponsors or academic institution and research networks, competent authorities worldwide. This is an example of sources. The sources could be a marketing authorization holders, sponsored websites, published scientific literature or reports from abstracts, including information presented at scientific meeting, unpublished manuscript, licensing partners, other sponsors or academic institution, research networks, competent authorities worldwide. When desired by the marketing authorization holders, a list of the source of information used to prepare the PSUR can be provided as an appendix to the PSUR. When desired by the marketing authorization holders, a list of the sources of information used to prepare the PSUR can be provided as an appendix to the PSUR. Important: when no relevant information is available for any of the section, this should be a stand. Part 1, Part 2, 3. Part 1 is a title page including signature. Part 2 is the executive summary. Part 3 is a table of contents. The introduction we should have: number 1. Number 2, worldwide marketing authorization status. Number 3, action taken in the reporting interval for safety reasons. Number 3 is a change to reference safety information. Number 4 is a change to reference safety information. Number 5 is the estimated exposure and use patterns. 5.1, cumulative subject exposure in clinical trials. 5.2 is a cumulative and interval patients exposure from marketing experience. 6 is a data in summary tabulation. 6.1 is a reference information. 6.2 is a cumulative summary tabulation of serious adverse event from clinical trials. And 6.3 is a cumulative and interval summary tabulation from post-marketing data. 7 is a summaries of significant findings from clinical trials during the reporting interval. 7.1 is a completed clinical trial. 7.2 is an ongoing clinical trial. 7.3 is a long-term follow-up. 7.4 is the other therapeutic use of medicinal products. 7.5 is a new safety data related to fixed combination. And 8 is a finding from non-interventional studies. Number 9 is the information from other clinical trials and sources. 9.1 is the other clinical trials. 9.2 is the medication errors. 10 is the non-clinical data. 11 is the literature. 12 is the other periodic reports. 13 is the lack of efficacy in controlled clinical trials. 14 is the late breaking information. 15 is the overview of signals, new, ongoing, or closed. Overview of signals, we should have it. This is the new signals, ongoing signals, or closed signals. 16 is a signal and risk evaluation. 16.1 summaries of safety concerns. 16.2 is a signal evaluation. 16.3 evaluation of risks and new information. 16.4 is a characterization of risks. 16.5 is the effectiveness of risk minimization if applicable. 17 benefit evaluation. 17.1 important baseline efficacy and effectiveness information. 17.2 newly identified information on efficacy and effectiveness. 17.3 characterization of benefits. 18 is the integrated benefit risk analysis for authorized indication. 18.1 benefit risk context, medical need and important alternatives. 18.2 is a benefit risk analysis evaluation. 19 is a conclusion and actions. And 20 is the appendix to the PSUR, periodic safety update reports. Okay, this 20 was the list title indexes of PSUR. PSUR title page: the name of the medicinal products and the substance, international birth date IBD, reporting interval, date of the reports, marketing authorization holder details, a statement of confidentiality of the information included in the PSUR. This is a title page. ICH sample. In this ICH sample, you see the sample title page, periodic safety update report for product such, MAH, name and address, corporate headquarters or other company entity responsible for report preparation, period covered by these reports, dates, international birth date, country of IBD, date of report, and other identifying information at the option of MAH such as report number. Okay, PSUR executive summary, introduction and reporting interval, medicinal products, therapeutic class, and mechanism of action indication, pharmaceutical formulation, dose, and route of administration. Again, you see, first of all, in the executive summary, we should have an introduction and reporting interval. At the second, the medicinal products, therapeutic classes, mechanisms of action, indications, pharmaceutical formulations, doses, and routes of administrations. At the third, estimated cumulative clinical trials exposure, estimated interval and cumulative exposure from marketing experiences. PSUR executive summary. In the PSUR executive summary, in advance, we should have a number of countries in which the medicinal product is authorized. Summary of the overall benefit risk analysis evaluation, action taken and proposed for safety reason, for example, significant change to the reference product information or other risk minimization activities, and finally conclusion. PSUR table of content. The executive summary should be followed by the table of the contents. 5.1 Introduction, IBD and reporting interval, medicinal products, therapeutic classes, mechanisms of action, authorized indication, pharmaceutical forms, dose and routes of administration, a brief description of the populations being treated and studied, worldwide marketing authorization status, date of the first authorization worldwide, indication, authorized doses, and where authorized. Worldwide marketing authorization status, ICH. This is a table 1. Example of presentation of worldwide market authorization status. For example, the country is Sweden, action date. A and AR is written 7.90, 90, 10, 95. March of 90 and A on 10 months 10 of the years 95. Launch date is a month 12 of years 90. Trade name is a backdrop. Connection, it's nothing. Country, Brazil, in the date of the 1091 or and 193. Launch date is 292 and 393. Trade name is a backdrop and backdrop IV. Connection in the IV dosage form, etc. etc. is written the example. New indication to be refilled, elderly more than 65, excluded pica, topical cream to be refilled, unrelated to safety, and it has abbreviation. For example, A means authorized, V means voluntary, AQ it means authorized with qualification, LA means lack of approval. The Japan has a lack of approval. 5.3 PSUR section, action taken in the reporting interval for safety reason. Action taken. Which type of action taken we have? A significant influence on the risk-benefit balance of the authorized medicinal products and or a significant influence on the risk-benefit balance of the authorized medicinal product we have. This is the action taken in the reporting interval for safety reason. And an impact on the conduct of an impact on the conduct of a specific clinical trial or on the overall clinical development program. Action taken in the reporting interval for safety reason has an impact on the conduct of a specific clinical trial or on the overall clinical development. Action related to investigational use. Refusal to authorize a clinical trial for ethical or safety reason. Refusal to authorize a clinical trial for ethical or safety reason. Partial or complete clinical trial suspension or early termination of an ongoing clinical trial because of safety finding or lack of efficacy. Partial or complete clinical trial suspension or early termination of an ongoing clinical trial because of safety finding or lack of efficacy. Action related to investigational use as a partial or complete clinical trial suspension or early termination of an ongoing trial because of safety finding or lack of efficacy. It has action. Or action related has a refusal to authorize a clinical trial for ethical or safety reason. Or action related has a recall of investigational drug or comparator. Action related has failure to obtain marketing authorization for a tested indication, including voluntary withdrawal of a marketing authorization application. Action related to investigational use has a risk management activity, including protocol modification due to safety or efficacy concerns. Action related to investigational use for risk can be related to risk management activities, including protocol modification due to safety or efficacy concerns. For example, modification in dosage can be due to the safety or efficacy concerns, dosage change in study inclusion, change in study exclusion criteria, intensification of subject monitoring